Hi guys! I did a video similar to this in the past called how I set up my infusions through my PICC line, but I wanted to show you guys how I do it through my port and also how I de-access my port. I wanted to show you guys how I get my port accessed, but a nurse comes out to my house to do that, and unfortunately I was not allowed to film her accessing my port. That is not a good sound. Okay, whew. It's just the sticker. I heard like dressing peel off and I almost had a heart attack. Anyways, don't need this sticker. I was not able to show you guys how I get my port access just because of privacy reasons, and she did not want me to film that, and that's totally fine. I totally respect that. So unfortunately I was not able to show you guys that, but I will show you guys how I de-access my port and how I set up my saline infusions. Also, if you're curious about my saline infusions, I will link the video explaining all of that and why I get them and how exactly I went about getting regular IV fluids at home. What doctors kind of were in those decision makings and why, and just I go over all of that in that video, which I will link in the description. And if you have more questions that I don't answer in that video, just leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. Okay, so I get my port accessed on Tuesdays, and then I stay accessed until Friday, and then I de-access. So I started filming this video last Friday, so I filmed myself de-accessing my port in that video, and it's Tuesday, so I just got it accessed again, and I will show you guys how I set up my infusions. So I use my IV pole for infusions. Technically, I could put it in a backpack, but it just gets really heavy. Just gonna hang my feeding tube backpack on there, and I'm gonna get my supplies. Okay, I have my supplies. Move the candle away. Don't want that near my IV supplies. So the first thing that I did was wipe down my surface to make sure that it was just a little bit cleaner. Okay, I'm just gonna use this angle. I hope you guys can sort of see what I'm doing. So the first thing I do is I already washed my hands, but I just use hand sanitizer as well. I get my IV pump off the pole. I'm just gonna open that up right now as well. Okay, so then I put on my gloves. Okay. This is a saline bag that I use. This is 1,000 milliliters. So I'm gonna open my tubing. Okay, so this comes with a little twist, and then it's hard to tell, but it clamps down the tubing so that things can't flow through it when I spike the bag. And you have to do that so that it goes inside the pump. But anyway, so that's the first thing I do when I open this, is I pull that tab off. I put this little piece, which is what's going to hook up to my port. I just hold that in my pinky so that my hand is still free, yet this isn't like touching any surface. Okay, you just pop this off the saline bag, off the end here. Take off this cap. And spike the bag. Okay, so the next thing that I do is I need to put the tubing into the pump. As you can see in there, there's arrows, so like this blue piece fits right into there, and then the yellow piece fits in on that side, so. And then just pull it across. It fits right into there. Close the pump. Now I'm gonna turn it on. It's just gonna go through all the settings. So I'm gonna click yes, I want to program, repeat RX. Now it's just gonna go through all the settings of my infusion, just like, I don't know. Just goes through it all. and then it's gonna say run to start. So you can prime it. Honestly, what I've found is it's way too hard on my fingers to actually use the prime button because you have to hold it down really hard, and I end up just hurting my fingers, and the tips of my fingers kind of start to subluxate and stuff like that. So what I've done in the past is I just press run and it just primes itself, and so I wait until it's gone all the way through the tubing, and then I'll pause it and hook it up. Rather than holding it down and priming it, I just let it do it itself. So I'm going to press run. So now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's basically, this way I don't have to hold down the button, and it just primes itself. So I'm gonna keep holding on to this, and I'm going to flush my port, because that's what you have to do before you hook up an infusion, is you always flush your port. And now you can see saline has filled the entire thing, so I'm going to press pause. So now I just paused it. And that way it primed the tubing, but I didn't have to hold down the button because that hurts my hands. So just gonna clean it off one more time, twist off this little cap. Hook it up. So there you go. Now I'm going to click yes to resume, and then run to start, and now my infusion's all running. So I'm just gonna set it on the IV pole again because while I can put it into a backpack, it gets very heavy with my feed bag and my feed pump and the IV bag and the IV pump. So I just put it all on the pole. This is already in the backpack, so I'm just gonna hang the backpack on there for now. So there you guys go. That was how I set up my saline infusions. It's really easy. It's pretty much the same as when I did it with my PICC line, just a different type of central line, but it's pretty much the same. If you're interested in watching my first how I set up my saline infusions through my PICC line video, I'll link that in the description as well. And while I'm not actually deaccessing my port right now, I did film myself deaccessing it on Friday, so here's that footage. It's time to deaccess my port. Yeah, so she's gonna flush it for me.
I think it's disconnected the plunger. You might want
Hey,
to
Rhodey,
one.
give me a different one. I kind of just wasted like a ton of it.
I got it, Rhodey.
Oops, my bad.
No, I was the one that broke it to begin with.
Yeah, but I was the one who converted it. Alright guys. Oh, this is really hurting to take off this time. Sometimes it feels, but I can't really just rip it off because it's stuck to the needle, so I have to do it kind of slow. But sometimes it's like scratching an itch, like the skin feels so good when you're finally taking it off. And other times it's like really stuck on, so it hurts.
Oh, you heparinized my phone.
Well, now your phone won't get a blood clot, Mom.
There you go. I was really worried about that.
Deaccess, this is what my port looks like. You guys just saw, but that's the scar, and for some reason I have like a scar from where I've been accessed. Let me know if you guys have a port, if you guys like end up having another scar from where the needle just like sits in the port, for some reason that like scarred on me as well. And like every time we access and de-access, the scar gets a little bit bigger. So not really sure if that's normal or not, but it's out. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video of how I set up my saline infusions and how I de-access my port. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!